Welcome to Spaghetti on the Wall, where we throw ideas, see what sticks, and nurture those that do. I'm your host, Armando Leduc, an actor, entrepreneur, and coach, giving you insights that light up your world. We're here to explore the realms of business, marketing, and life, serving up a shot of inspiration with every episode. Ready to make ideas stick and grow them into something great? Let's dive in.
If you need to reproduce results, automate growth, and dominate your niche, these 3 AI tools could be the difference between growing fast or falling behind. Welcome back to Spaghetti on the Wall. This episode's all about working smarter, specifically how lawyers can use AI to win bigger. I'm joined by Jay Berkowitz, host of the 10 Golden Rules of International Marketing podcast, best-selling author, international speaker, and CEO of 10 Golden Rules, a digital marketing agency that helps law firms grow with Fortune 500 level strategy. From Coca-Cola to McDonald's to legal giants, Jay knows how to get results. So today, we're breaking down 3 AI tools and a lot more that every lawyer can use to scale their practice, starting right now. Jay.
Dean, thanks for having me. This is a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Look, like I said before we jumped on here, I was going down your resume and everything that you got going on. I'm like, we can't even cover all that. So I want to kind of harp into you, and you've got your pulse on what all's going on with AI and everything. So let's go down the path. Take me there.
I guess the cool resume stuff comes with the gray hairs. You know, if you put enough years in, you're going to chalk some stuff up on the LinkedIn profile.
Mine's getting better too.
Yeah. I can't do that. I can't fill that part in as well.
You're just not showing. I call them wisdom weeds.
Yeah.
To make me feel better.
There you go. So, I mean, my short story, I grew up in Winnipeg, Canada, and I was lucky to get a job at an ad agency working on the McDonald's account. Also worked on the Winnipeg Jets account, which was a lot of fun, and we did some great stuff. But I got to do real advertising, and the guy sitting next to me in the office worked on the oil and gas account. And he did one brochure in an entire year and a couple print ads. And so I got a real kickstart, and then fast forward, I ended up as the director of marketing at McDonald's head office in Toronto, Canada.
Wow.
And had, amazing experiences, worked on, huge national campaigns, also worked on the national Coca-Cola business, shot a $1.5 million campaign that was used all around the world, and came up with great ideas and promotions and got some great promotions. And then I saw the internet coming. I was working at Coca-Cola, and the first websites came out, and Coca-Cola Atlanta head office would only let us put the Coke jingle on the website. And Pepsi had fun interactive games and cool things for kids to do. And I knew the internet was going to be a game changer. So I got a chance to take a job with Sprint, the online, both we were doing it both mobile and getting businesses and humans their first emails and getting companies their first websites. And so I jumped into this digital age.
Yeah.
With 2 feet, and got involved in an organization that did the first conferences and meetings to learn more about this stuff, which led me to an opportunity in the United States. And I moved to Boca Raton, Florida. And
welcome to US.
Worked at a startup in an old carpet store.
Oh, cool.
And we grew this company called ediets.com to $60 million in revenue.
Nice.
And this was in 2002 when, Google was still in beta, Mark Zuckerberg was still in high school. And it was the good old days where we do banner ads. And so we were spending like $40 million a year on banner ads on MSN, AOL, and Yahoo. And that was how you did internet back in those days.
I call those, this is how I like to explain those ages to, the newer generation.
Right. That won't mean anything.
No,
right.
Everyone's like, what is he doing?
Yeah. And then I was asked to speak at the Direct Marketing Association. And I wrote a presentation called The 10 Golden Rules of Online Marketing, which is also the book over my left-hand shoulder, and spoke at this conference. And 5 or 6 people came running up to me at the end and said, "We've got to hire you as a consultant. We've got to get on this new Google thing." So I started doing some consulting, and I realized everybody was looking for what we were looking for at eDiets. which was an agency that had some strategic chops and really understood this new internet.
Hmm.
It's like today, if you wanted to get an agency to do AI stuff, but you didn't want, was what someone once said, two kids in a garage. You wanted someone with some, strategic background and understood branding. And so obviously I came from the real world of traditional marketing, Coke, McDonald, Sprint,
Yeah.
and had this tremendous digital experience. And so I set up an agency that could service digital and yet have some systems and procedures and understand client service.
Yeah,
And
you were a unicorn.
it's been a great run of 23, 24 years. Yeah, back then we were one of probably very few in the world who did what we did.
So like the Pegasus of unicorns, to be more specific then.
Yeah. I mean, look, a lot of the big firms in LA and New York, of course, were building websites and figuring out digital. And it was the very, very early days of SEO. Search engine optimization was barely a thought at that time.
Yeah.
But, banner ads was pretty cool, and a lot of people were doing it. And so I parlayed that into a really great life for myself and my family. And, I didn't realize that. I thought you either were an entrepreneur or you were a corporate guy. But
Mhm.
then I learned through sort of trial and error that entrepreneur is a verb. You're not born an entrepreneur. You're not an entrepreneur or not.
Yeah.
You learn how to entrepreneur. You learn how to network. You learn how to sell. I knew how to service clients. I knew how to be an agency, but I had to learn the other pieces of business.
How do you feel like what is like the number one thing you have felt when this AI boom hit?
I guess the number one thing I felt when AI hit was that it's just another wave, and
Yeah.
every wave has been very, very good to me.
Because
What?
you know how to surf.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point because, like I said, when we started the business,
I just
Google
got
was
that.
still,
We surf the web. It was a bad pun, but you go on.
yeah, no, I got it. No, like Google,
It hit me.
yeah, Google was, Google was brand new, and then they came out with these ads on the right-hand side. And
Yeah.
so we figured out how to do pay-per-click. And when they launched it, they were in beta. And when other new things came along like Facebook and YouTube and podcasting and webinars, one thing I learned, and as a matter of fact, I wrote it into my 10 golden rules, is lead the trends.
Yeah.
And the genesis of lead the trends was when pop-ups first came along. These big web pages would pop up over your entire web page. And so I remember, like, I was using Expedia, and orbits popped up over the page, and they had this little game, like a whack-a-mole game, so you could like click it with your mouse, and then after you played this little game, it's like, where do you want to go today? And they were basically grabbing the Expedia traffic,
Yeah.
catching your attention with a game, and then getting you to book your flight with them. And in the early days of the pop-up, they got 30 or 40% engagement rates. Banners at that time were only getting 1 or 2%, and it's even worse today.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden you had a technique on the internet to grab 30 or 40% directly from your competitor.
Goodness.
Nothing like it before or since. But what happened was, after a while, we realized, okay, I have an account with Expedia. I don't want to open a new account with Orbitz.
Right.
This is a pain in the butt. Make these things go away. And it went from 1 pop-up to 10 pop-ups.
Yeah.
And they were driving us crazy. And so we told our virus checkers and our internet service providers, like, we don't want these things, or we're going with someone else for our internet. And within 6 months, a pop-up went from 30% marketing mania to, I hate these things, make them go away. And so the 10 golden rules, golden rule number 10 is lead the trends. And so we've learned over the years, jump on pay-per-click, jump on podcasting, webinars. And I put up the first example for myself. Matter of fact, I just booked, we're going to switch to AI phone answering, and an AI agent's going to answer the call at 10 golden rules.
Wow.
And I'm going to do the learning, test a couple of the different products before we recommend it to our clients.
That's
so
great.
All of those things through the years, we jumped on the wave and learned how to surf before we bought our clients a surfboard.
I mean, it's similar. It's like, it's kind of when you start learning about stocks and things, the big guys are out when all the news comes out. Like they rode the wave and then the news came out to go like this and like, I'm good. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not hanging on for your little tip of the spear. I'm out already.
yeah, and some of them are in and out in seconds, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
the time it takes that press release to hit is get out on the wires.
Mm-hmm. So would you say like because YouTube has like now say you're a coach or whatever, and you can kind of target your your other guys out there that are in your same niche a little bit. And that's kind of like a version of that, right? That you can pop on your commercials to the other guys' videos. Would that be
Yeah,
like a version of
yep,
what we were doing
yeah, that's a
then?
great idea. Yeah.
Mm,
So they're pre-roll videos, and so you go to a channel like Spaghetti on the Wall,
yeah.
and 10 Golden Rules could run videos to all the Spaghetti
Hmm.
on the Wall viewers, and they're like 5 or 10 second pre-rolls. So that's kind of like the pop-ups. But
Yeah.
I was answering your question about AI. Like, AI comes along, and what goes through my head, and so what goes through my head is I got to figure this out. I got to figure out what are the implications for 10 Golden Rules, what are the implications for agencies, and what are the implications for my clients,
Yeah.
and really jump on the opportunity in the first 6 months of everything that comes along. So ChatGPT comes out, we figure out how to use ChatGPT for business. Today, I think the biggest thing happening is that Google had to defend themselves against ChatGPT, and they were cooking their AI product. They called it Bard. I think now they call it Gemini.
Gemini.
What
Yeah.
what we see consumer facing are AI overviews. And when I say they had to defend themselves, you know, they have $250 billion in ad revenue at stake. And so if everybody started using ChatGPT for their searches, Google was in big trouble. And by the way, a lot of us marketers and a lot of companies were in trouble too,
Yeah.
because ChatGPT wasn't showing any links. They were just
Sure.
answering the question. They weren't sending anyone to any websites. So what Google's doing is they're showing these AI overviews, and they're free of charge. There's no pay per click. There's no subscription like you pay
Yeah.
$20 for the advanced ChatGPT, and they're doing a great job now answering questions. And I think they've done a good job, in my opinion, of defending their turf and revising our habits. So those of us
Hmm.
who had learned, oh, if I want to ask a question and get a complex answer, I can do it on ChatGPT. Well, once you started being able to get that on Google, you didn't have to leave your browser, open a new product, open an app, or whatever you had to do. Google I think, has successfully deflected a lot of us from leaving and going to ChatGPT or Perplexity or Claude or Grok
Yeah.
or any of the other LLMs with large
Yeah.
language models.
And
And
at
why
least
is that?
keeping you there longer,
Yeah,
you know.
why is that so important? I mean, it's obviously critically important for Google. And then now I start thinking, okay, what's the opportunity for 10 Golden Rules? What's the opportunity for our clients? So there's a couple really significant things going on. Number one is a move from SEO,
Mhm.
search engine optimization, to AEO, answer engine optimization. And that's what we're starting to call it in the industry.
Yeah.
So think of these new entities: Google AI overviews, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Grok. Essentially, they're answering questions. So call them answer engine optimization.
Like it.
So, how can I position my clients in those answers? And so, we've been doing a lot of proactive question and answer development with our clients, shooting videos where clients answer questions that they're commonly asked,
Hmm.
and they answer questions that we're trying to position on the search results. And it's the AI results, but Google's also been showing the people also ask questions results, the PAA. So it's
Yeah.
sometimes it'll show the best answer to your search query, and then it'll have 4 other variants of similar questions that other people have asked. And those are all tremendous search opportunities, typically right at the top of the page below the paid ads. So we've been doing videos with our clients where we'll train the attorney to say something like, one of the questions we're getting asked all the time is, what do I do if I get hit by an Uber? Who's going to pay for my medical and car repairs? And then he'll go on to answer the question. And then we use YouTube, which you correctly mentioned, super important. Number 2 website in the world, way ahead of ChatGPT, by the way.
Yeah.
So, put your time and effort into Google and YouTube, and then, you can worry about ChatGPT. But, optimizing the video for YouTube search strategies, using the actual question as the title of the video, writing descriptions and tags for the YouTube, then using that YouTube video on our clients' websites as blogs or on content pages about Uber accidents and car accidents, truck accidents, motorcycle accidents, and answering questions so that we're pre-positioning ourselves as experts for the AEO, answer engine optimization. And we're finding that in a number of instances now, we're being shown beside those answers and in the chat GPTs, and we're driving a lot of traffic through AEO, answer engine optimization.
Yeah, as you say it, like I'm thinking back because I use ChatGPT pretty often, but it'll populate a video either in that. It used to do just the link to YouTube, but now it'll literally populate a video of people that whoever's rating type higher. Yeah, and you can watch it right there.
So we've been making some strides there, and then the other part of it is there's a whole SEO algorithm that we've uncovered through a lot of testing and a lot of study on ways that we can further optimize these blogs and these videos to come up in the LLMs.
Yeah, give it to me.
Oh no, that's the secret.
He's like, that's the secret sauce.
But there's a couple things bubbling up that other people are talking about.
Yeah.
And one of them is you really got to position your brand well. So it seems like the LLMs would rather promote Jay Berkowitz than 10 Golden Rules if Jay Berkowitz has nurtured his brand. So fortunately, we've been doing our videos, our podcasts. We have over 1 million views on our YouTube channel. And the Jay Berkowitz brand has a teeny bit of credibility out there for answering questions about internet marketing for law firms, which is our niche we focus on.
Yeah.
And so we're doing the same thing with our clients with these YouTube videos and building up their social media profiles. So the first thing is you want to build your brand because the LLMs, large language models, these answer engines, seem to favor brand. The second thing you can do to nurture that is answer questions throughout the internet. The LLMs really like Reddit and, as we said, YouTube and Quora.
Yeah.
So answering questions throughout the internet, LinkedIn's great, are fantastic ways to be seen as an expert in a subject matter when someone is asking a question and you've answered a lot of questions or answered the same question in 14 different places. You have a good chance to come up in these rankings. And then the last one I'll share with you is schema code. Are you familiar with schema?
No, schema code.
The code.
Got it. Okay.
It's code on a website.
Yeah.
And 8 or 10 years ago, Yahoo and Google and all the search engines got together and they agreed on some common language for very common things on the internet. Things like locations, business names. Sometimes when you do a Google search and you see the star rating of the company, they're using a schema code. That's the Google star rating schema code. So if you use the standard language that the search engines are looking for, you're more likely to come up for these secondary types of search results. Well, 8 or 10 schema codes became 800 schema codes.
Oh, God.
But the good news is there's FAQ, frequently asked questions schema code, question and answer schema code, article schema code. So this has become something that's bubbling up as the new AEO, answer engine optimization technique.
So would you say that's probably your best bet if you're going to put time into something, creating those questions and answers for most likely YouTube and making sure you're writing the titles and everything correctly is probably going to be your best bet to time spent.
Yeah, I think a really valuable initiative is to answer questions. And frankly, I've been saying this for 3 or 4 years because Google really rewrote the algorithm to understand human language.
Yeah.
because we started asking questions, right? Like Siri, Alexa, Google Voice, it can answer a question
Yeah.
in a sentence format, and
Mhm.
Google rewrote the algorithm to understand sentences. Like if you think back 5 or 10 years, you had to do a very specific search. Like you'd search personal injury lawyer, and they'd show you guys all across the country. Then you'd have to
Right.
say personal injury lawyer near me, Boca Raton, Florida, right? But now you can just say who's the best personal injury lawyer, and Google's going to automatically default to people near you. They're going to show you maps. They're going to show you local service ads. They understand what you're looking for
Yeah.
in that question. So I've been coaching folks and answering a lot of questions myself on the internet with the intention of understanding that Google understands questions and sentences.
Yeah, because that was kind of the big thing with YouTube. It was the how to whatever, as long as
Yeah.
you titled how to and then, your niche,
Yeah.
and it's just transition. That's amazing. If so, before we take off here, what do you feel like our next even 5 years looks like? And that could be AI, or that could be whatever else you see boiling on the horizon of the waves out there.
Oh my God. How about 5 months
Oh God.
in AI world?
Ugh. All
You
right,
know,
give me 5 months, and then we'll talk about the
I think a lot of people are sort of doomsayers, and I was blessed with the glass half full attitude,
Yeah.
and I heard a great insight. Um, Sundar Pichai, probably not getting his name right, is the CEO of Google,
Mhm.
and he was on one of the new long form podcasts that I love, maybe Lex Friedman or one of those guys, and they said, you guys have developed a lot of efficiency using AI. So what are you going to do with that cost savings? And he said, oh no, for us it's totally different. We feel like we're cutting down, people hours about 10% with our savings in AI. But that just means we have 10% more to invest in projects that we wouldn't have gotten to if we didn't have the budget. And my optimistic view is that, if we can save some time, and I think we're all doing it now, even with just chat GPT queries,
Yeah.
never mind some of the more sophisticated tools. So if you are able to save time in your business and streamline and get rid of, unnecessary repetitive tasks, that frees you up to do more genius work,
Yeah.
whatever your genius is. So hopefully the world and the individuals and the companies will enjoy that 10 or 20 or 30% freedom to invent more, enjoy more, live more, and I think we'll discover more great things because
Yeah.
we'll be doing less mundane tasks.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously that as soon as you relieve that pressure, that's when the creativity gets to fly anyway.
Yeah.
I
So
love that,
let's hope
Jay.
that the next 5 years looks wonderful,
Yeah,
and
I don't doubt it.
we're not all going to get eaten by war robots or something.
Yeah. I mean, I figure if we're gonna get eaten by war robots, we didn't get to do anything about it anyway. Might as well. That's why I always say, just be nice to your AI no matter what. 'Cause my outlook
It's
towards
remembering everything you said.
right. And yeah,
Thank
now
you,
they're getting
Siri.
even better at it. My outlook towards AI has always been, because people tend to, like you said, go to the negative with it. And I'm like, I see AI doing this because we are the creators of. I see it taking the same path that humans did. It's going to be a split off, and the AIs are even going to have the negative AIs and the positive AIs. And it's just going to be some that support this human form version of what we see. And then there's going to be the negative that support a different version of it. We'll just be choosing which side they are. We're
Yeah,
gonna have Republican and Democrat AIs. It's gonna be a crazy world.
the yin and the yang, right?
Yeah.
The balance is going to come out. There's going to be great stuff, and there's going to be some crappy negative stuff.
No stopping it. Well, Jay, thank you so much. Where can everybody find you? And give me the podcast again, too.
Yeah, the website's 10 Golden Rules, TEN Golden RULES.
Perfect.
And I'm Jay Berkowitz on most of the social medias. And our podcasts and webinars are on the 10 Golden Rules YouTube channel. And we call it the 10 Golden Rules Internet Marketing for Law Firms podcast and webinar.
Awesome. Thank you again, Jay.
Thanks,
Everyone
Dean.
else,
This was fun.
I'm happy to have you, man. Everybody else, we'll see you guys on the next one.